This is Uber, and obviously you've heard of this company. But Uber is more than an app. It's a company that reshaped cities, upended entire industries, and maybe without you realizing it, changed how the world actually moves. But Uber's story isn't just about convenience or disruption. It's about risk, reinvention, and a fight for survival that's still playing out right now. If you want to understand the future of transportation, work, and even how data shapes our lives, you have to understand how Uber works. So let's zoom out here for a second. It's December 2008, Paris. Garrett Camp and Travis Kalanick are standing on the freezing sidewalk, unable to find a cab. Garrett's just sold his company StumbleUpon. Travis is licking his wounds after a tough exit from his own startup. They're frustrated, tired, and like so many of us, just want to go home. But instead of just complaining, they do what most entrepreneurs do. They start asking questions. What if you could press a button and a car shows up? What if you never had to wait on the street again? That's the moment Uber was born. Uber Cab launches in San Francisco in 2009. The idea is simple: premium black cars summoned by an app, pay for with your phone. No cash, no dispatcher, no awkward "do I tip" moments. But Uber doesn't stop there. Travis Kalanick, who soon becomes CEO, is about scale. He wants Uber in every city, everywhere, as fast as possible. The company expands at breakneck speeds: New York, Paris, London, Mumbai. By 2014, Uber is in 250 cities across 40 countries. But here's the thing, Uber's not just about breaking into new markets. It's breaking the rules. Regulators push back. Taxi drivers protest. Lawsuits pile up. Uber's response? Move fast, break things, apologize later. So how did Uber actually grow so fast? Subsidies. Lots of them. Uber spends billions giving riders discounts and paying drivers bonuses. The goal? Flood every city with drivers, make Ubers cheaper than a taxi, and become the default way to get around. So that whole strategy works, but it's expensive. Uber's financials are a sea of red ink. Investors don't care, yet. They're betting on a future where Uber is the only game in town. Uber doesn't just grow by itself, it buys its way into new markets and new businesses. In the US, it acquires Postmates to win the food delivery wars. In the Middle East, it buys Careem for $3.1 billion, instantly dominating the region. It picks up Drizzly for alcohol delivery, Corner Shop for groceries, and Jump Bikes for micro-mobility. In China, Uber fights a brutal price war with Didi, then sells its business for a 17.5% stake, walking away, but not empty-handed. Uber's strategy is clear: if you can't beat them, buy them, or at least get a piece of the action. But all that growth comes with baggage. Uber's culture, shaped by Kalanick's win-at-all-costs mentality, turns toxic. Scandals erupt: sexual harassment, grable software to evade police, even spying on competitors. The backlash is swift. Kalanick is forced out. The company's reputation is in shambles. Uber's new CEO, Dara inherits a mess. His job? Clean house, win back trust, and crucially make Uber profitable. For years, Uber was a poster child for growth at all costs. Billings lost every quarter, but under Dara, things start to change. He cuts expensive bets: no more flying cars, no more building self-driving tech in-house, and Uber focuses on three pillars: mobility, delivery, and freight. By 2023, Uber reports its full year profit under GAAP, generally accepted accounting principles. That's the official rulebook for how companies report their finances, and hitting profitability here is a milestone Wall Street actually cares about. In the first quarter of 2025, Uber brings in $11.53 billion in revenue, a 14% jump from the year before. Net income, $1.78 billion, a massive swing from a $654 million loss just a year earlier. Free cash flow, $2.3 billion, up 66% year over year. Free cash flow is the real money Uber can use to pay down debt, buy back shares, or invest in new ideas. Uber's business now diversified. Mobility, as in the rides, up $6.5 billion, which is up 15%. Then you got the delivery, Uber Eats, grocery, alcohol, $3.8 billion, up 18%. Then you got the freight, the logistics, and trucking, $1.26 billion. Now let's talk about the stock. Uber trades at a price-to-earnings ratio of about 16. That means investors are paying $16 for every $1 annual profit. For a tech company still growing at double digits, that's surprisingly mature, especially when you consider that many tech peers trade at higher multitudes. It signals that Uber is being seen less as a risky bet and more as a stable cash-generating business. This shift from high-growth money loser to disciplined, profitable platform is a big reason why Wall Street and long-term investors are paying close attention. Uber stock, once battered after its IPO, now trades at all-time highs, with analysts projecting continued growth as the company matures. Hey guys, thanks again for watching. If you could click the subscribe button, it would mean a ton. Maybe one day I could get out of my real gig and do this full time. Anyways, appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the video. So here's the secret most people miss. Uber isn't just a transportation company. It's a data and logistics powerhouse. Every second, Uber's algorithms are matching riders with drivers, predicting where demand will spike and adjusting prices in real time. When you order a ride, Uber's AI is calculating the best driver, the fastest route, and even the perfect price to keep both sides happy. So this data isn't just for rides. Uber uses it to optimize food delivery, trucking routes, and even last-mile logistics for retailers and pharmacies. The more data Uber collects, the smarter its platform gets, and the harder it is for competitors to catch up. Uber's journey is shaped by relentless competition. In the US, Lyft is the main rival, but with shrinking market share and no delivery business, it's lagging behind. In China, Didi dominates. Uber holds a stake, but with no direct operations. In Europe, Bolt and FreeNow are strong regional players. DoorDash leads US food delivery, but Uber Eats is the global king. Uber's playbook? Partner where it can't win outright. In Russia, it merges with Yandex Taxi. In the autonomous vehicle race, it partners with Waymo, Aurora, Pony.ai, and rewrote, aiming to be the operating system for robotaxis, not just another app. Let's talk about the biggest threat and opportunity Uber faces: autonomous vehicles. Waymo, backed by Google, it's leading the pack. Its robotaxis are already on the streets in Phoenix, San Francisco, Austin, and LA. If Waymo builds its own ride-hailing platform, it could cut Uber out of the equation entirely. Then there's Tesla, Elon Musk's vision of a robotaxi network made up of millions of Teslas, all running on full self-driving software. If Tesla pulls this off, it could undercut Uber's driver-based model and capture a huge share of the market. So what's Uber's strategy? Be the platform for everyone. If you own an autonomous vehicle, whether it's a Waymo or Tesla or something else, Uber wants you to list it on their app. But if the AV giants decide to go it alone, Uber could be left on the sidelines. Uber's transformation is impressive, but the risks are real. Autonomous disruption. If Waymo or Tesla bypass Uber, offering cheaper, safer, and more reliable rides, Uber could lose its edge. If AV operators demand higher commissions, Uber profits could get squeezed. If robotaxis become common, Uber's brand could fade into the background. Then there's the other risk: regulatory headwinds. Laws could force Uber to treat drivers as employees, raising costs and reducing flexibility. Data privacy rules could limit Uber's ability to personalize and optimize services. And antitrust actions could target Uber's dominance. Then there's the other risk: relentless competition. Subsidy wars could return, eroding margins. DoorDash, Amazon, and local startups could out-innovate Uber Eats. Logistics giants could try to squeeze Uber Freight. Then there's economic sensitivity. In a downturn, people cut back on rides and takeout. Rising costs for drivers, fuel, insurance, vehicles could reduce supply or force Uber to raise prices, which we've seen. Then there's the execution risk. Uber's bet on verticals like groceries, healthcare, or advertising could flop. And these tech failures could lead to outages or reputational damage. Uber's international story is wild. In some cities, Uber is the default. In others, it's banned or locked in a battle with local rivals. In India, Uber accepts cash payments and partners with auto rickshaw drivers. In Brazil, motorcycle rides are the norm. And in Egypt, Uber bought Careem to win the region. But Uber's global play isn't just about rides. It's about using the data and logistics platform to power everything from food delivery to freight to last-mile retail. The more services Uber offers, the more data it collects, and the stronger its network effects become. Uber is not standing still though. It's investing in generative AI with Microsoft to build smarter marketing and product tools. It's rolling out in-app advertising, turning your ride into a new revenue stream. It's expanding Uber Direct for same-day delivery from retailers and pharmacies. And then there's sustainability. Uber is pushing to electrify its fleet, aiming for zero emissions by 2040. It's investing in e-bikes, scooters, and greener delivery options. The company knows that if it wants to be part of the future of cities, it has to help build that future. Dara Khosrowshahi's story is as global as Uber's. Born in Iran, his family fled the revolution and built their lives in the US. He worked his way up from analyst to CEO of Expedia, then took over Uber in its darkest hour. Dara's leadership transformed Uber from a reckless disruptor into a disciplined, data-driven platform. He focused on culture, profits, and partnerships, turning Uber into a company that can survive and even thrive in a world of fierce competition and constant change. So, what's next for Uber? The company has started with a single ride in San Francisco is now a global platform, a logistics engine, and a data powerhouse. Its future will be shaped in how it navigates the robotaxi revolution, regulatory battles, and the next wave of competition. Uber's story isn't just about rides, it's about how technology, data, and ambition can reshape the world around us. The next decade will test whether Uber can turn its platform into something truly lasting, or whether it can be disrupted, just like the taxi industry it once upended. Uber changed how we move, how we eat, and how we think about work. The story isn't over. In fact, it's just getting started. If you want to understand the future, keep watching Uber. Because whether you're a rider, a driver, or investor, or someone who wants their food delivered hot and fast, Uber's next move is going to affect you.